Good morning, Panthers. It's Mr. Williams for another edition of our morning announcements. Over the weekend, we had two birthdays. On Sunday, we had Ferris in kindergarten. Ferris had a birthday, and he is in Mrs. Austin's class. Happy birthday, Ferris. I hope you had a great day off. Also, we had Monday, we had Serenity in Miss Stiles' class. Happy birthday to Serenity, and her birthday was yesterday. We have no birthdays today, but we do have with us today a special guest who I would like to introduce you guys to. And the special guest today is Mr. Ken. And Mr. Ken is my neighbor. And Mr. Ken is going to talk to us about, he's a veteran of the Army. And Mr. Ken was in the service. He's going to talk about his service in the Army. And he's also going to help us with something we haven't done for a while, the pledge. So we're also going to say the pledge with Mr. Ken right after he tells us a little bit about his Army. So about his service. Take it away, Mr. Ken.
Hi guys. I hope you're all surviving the pandemic well. Yeah, I was in the Army back during the Vietnam War, so I'm considered a Vietnam veteran, war veteran. And I was stationed overseas in Thailand, at the top of a mountain in northern Thailand. I was at a communication site up there, and the Army had these communication sites to connect the air bases, because the air bases were used to support the Army ground forces in Vietnam during the Vietnam War. So I was there for a year, a total of 2 years of service in the Army. What else was I going to say? Is there something else I can?
Well, I think you was going to mention that he was a Vietnam veteran.
Vietnam veteran, and way back in 1969 and 1970, and during that time period, after I got out of college.
Awesome. Well, I think we want to thank Mr. Ken and all the other veterans out there for their service and to keep us all having those great freedoms that we enjoy in our country. So today, Mr. Ken's going to lead us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'm going to help him out. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So thank you, Mr. Ken, for your service, and thank you for letting us use your flag and for all that you've done for. Hi, Panthers, we're back. Thank you for Mr. Ken for doing the pledge with us and tell us a little bit about his service in the Army. Today we're going to be talking because over the weekend the CDC, or the Center for Disease Control, issued a suggestion that all people wear masks when they go out into the community. So we're going to show you guys today how to make your own masks at home with a few simple things. And we're going to talk a little bit about just disinfecting in general. Last week we talked in our social distancing episode about the importance of this stuff, which is hand sanitizer, and using this when you can, and also the importance of washing your hands. And when you wash your hands, you want to wash your hands for about 20 seconds. And what I've been doing is I've been kind of singing happy birthday to myself, being like, happy birthday to you, and washing my hands as I sing that song. Because as I sing that song, that's about 20 seconds. And I know if I've sang the whole song, then I know my hands have been thoroughly cleaned. The other thing I want to talk about is like these disinfectant wipes. If you and your family have some of these at your house, these are really nice to have because what I have used these for is when Amazon has delivered packages to our house, we're able to kind of maybe wipe down those packages and make sure they're safe to bring into our home. And also we're able to spray them down with Lysol. And we just give a little spray, and hopefully that'll kill any of the germs that might be on those packages. But also I used these yesterday with Papa. And I don't remember if you remember Papa, our other neighbor, he let me borrow a pitcher of ice yesterday because our ice machine broke. And I was able to wipe the container down with one of these wipes just to make sure they were safe to bring into the house. But Tanner, if you'll come a little bit closer, what I really wanted to talk to you about today are masks. And here is one of the masks that a lot of you guys have heard about. And this is an unused N95 mask. And we have one of these in my house right now because I don't know if you remember, but my wife has a jewelry studio that I talked about last week in one of the episodes, and she uses N95 masks to put over her face when she's welding and soldering and doing all that stuff. And I was able to find this in the garage yesterday when I was looking for a tape measure, and I'm like, oh, there's an N95 mask. So this is an example of an N95 mask, and this would go over Mr. Williams' head and around his neck, and it would go right over my face like that. This is a basic mask that's what the CDC is recommending that we wear out in the community. And there's a little, on this particular mask, there's a little piece of metal in here that when Mr. Williams puts it on his face, it can form around my face. These go around my ears, and I just go like that. And this mask is there. Now, if I wanted to go out in the community and do a little walk, I could walk around the community wearing this mask. All right, but today what we want to show you is, Tatum, you're going to have to get pretty close. I'm going to show you how to make a mask out of 3 simple things: a bandana and 2 hair ties or rubber bands. And what you do is you get the bandana and you put it on a table and you kind of fold it into thirds. You fold one there and then you fold one here, right? And then you got thirds there. So then you grab one of the hair ties and you put it in through here like such. You grab the other hair tie, you do the same thing. So now we have 2 hair ties that look like that. Tatum, can you get a shot of that? And then you fold over one of the pieces here and inside there, and then fold over the other piece there. And you can kind of tuck these into each other. And then you have this that will go over your face like this. And I'm going to show Jude, we're going to practice on Jude on how to wear this. So I'm going to put this on my son Jude. I'm going to put this over his face and these around his ears, right? And there is Jude's mask. All right? So that's how you could make a mask at your own home if you're going to go out into the community and do a walk. As always, Mr. Williams wants to send you the message of practicing that learner profile at home, being kind to your family, love each other. This is a really cool time for us to all spend really good quality time with all of the people that we love that live in our house. I hope your virtual learning is going good, and I hope that you're all still staying very, very healthy. Mr. Williams misses you, so do your teachers, and we'll see you soon, Panthers. Go Panthers!